Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are on the planet. Today, I'll be talking about why you have to spend time to discover who you are. So, I know we have a lot of idols out there. We have a lot of people we love, want to become like them. But in the course of trying to become like people, you also need to spend time. It is very important that you create time to discover who you are. Most people go through life without spending time to discover themselves, their potentials, their talents. So it is very, very important that you sit, you know, in the house or somewhere alone and you ask yourself personal questions. Who am I? That's the kind of question you should ask yourself. It's very important that you should know who you are. And then there are a couple of uh, parameters you can follow, or I have an acronym that has to do with SWOT, your SWOT analysis. So, with the SWOT, you want to identify your strength, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats. Your threats, right? So, what are your opportunities? You start by identifying your strength. You know, what are the things you can do and how can you improve on those things? That's the first thing you should do. What are the things you can do? And then you go to the next, your weaknesses. What are your shortcomings? Probably you don't know how to communicate very well. You want to improve on your communication skills, which is something very important because in life you can have a good content, but if you cannot deliver it well, it makes no sense. So the next item, which is very important is what are your opportunities? If you identify your opportunities, the things you can, you know, the things that can help you to get to the next level. It could be jobs, it could be a new career or a new business or an adventure. You understand? So what are your opportunities? You have to be intentional to create your opportunity. You cannot live in a gambling world. You want to be a master of your opportunities. You want to create your opportunities. Sometimes it requires you to study pertaining to what you want to become or the particular area in which you are expecting to strive or to make a difference in your life. So it's very important. So and then we have one other component which is it has to do with the trade. Sometimes in life you have competitors, you have rivals, you have people who don't like you. So how do you manage these people? It's up to you how you want to manage these people. Nobody's going to really help you. At a given point in time, you're going to realize that you are an adult. And as an adult, decisions are to be made, and you have to make those decisions. Your mother is not going to help you because she doesn't know better. Your father is not going to help you because he doesn't know better. You are the author of your life. You are the author of your life. You are the driver of your life. You are the manager of your life. How do you want to manage your life now? All depends on you. And some people run to their pastors, which I'm not saying is wrong, but remember that's going to be an influence. Your pastor may say certain things that may influence your decisions, and in the long run, you're going to regret because your pastor is going to speak based on his own views about life. What about your own view? What about your own observation? So it is important for you to study the life of people. Don't mock at people, but spend time. Spend time to understand where people are coming from, their pain, their agony, and you learn from that so that you shouldn't repeat. You shouldn't repeat the same mistakes your elders did. You get a point now. If you want to improve your life, I know a lot of people are going to criticize you in life. So if you are short, they're going to say you are short. You're tall, they're going to say you're tall. If you're quiet, they're going to say you're quiet. If you mind your business, they're going to say you keep isolating yourself. If you talk, they'll keep saying you talk a lot. So whatever thing you do, people will talk. So don't bother about what people will talk. Bother about the challenges you have to overcome to get to the success which is ahead. That should be your vision. That should be your focus. Think about a pilot flying a plane. The focus is the destination. It's not about the other countries around. It's the destination. So once you have a focus, you have a destination, you know what you want in life, you know what you're pursuing, you keep away distractions. Some of us who have gone through a lot of distractions, distractors will come. Most of the time, we are the one bringing those distractors in our lives. You have something you're working on. Instead for you to focus on what you're working on, you want to start a new relationship. That's a distraction. You want to start a new relationship and you know you're not stable. Mentally, you're not stable. Spiritually, you're not stable. Financially, you're not stable. How do you want the relationship to survive? You cannot strive. You cannot survive. It's very important for you to work on yourself. Identify the right things to do and do them on time. Get the point now. Do it on time. I'm just bringing this message to you because I want you to sit back and ask yourself these questions. Don't be quick to judge, but be prudent to observe. Try to be inquisitive. Try to be observant to know what is going on around you or around in the lives of people, and then you take down certain points so that as you move on in life, you can then use those points you took down to shape your life. One other way for you to really enjoy life is to be happy. Just be happy. And then always try as much as possible to make your own money. Make your own money. Don't depend on brothers, sisters, friends. Make your own money. Don't be a beggar. I've gone through all of those routes. Sometimes you ask from brothers, ask from sisters, ask from friends, or at the end of the day, it's not helping you. It's like you are going to be a woman or going to be a man. You have the symptoms that you are a man or you're a woman, but the financial viability is not there. That stability is not there. Why? Because you think of begging, you think of not pushing yourself to the next level. I've gone through all that. I know what it means. So it is important for you to pull back, get a job, irrespective of the nature of the job. Get it. You don't like the job, I know. I've done stuff like that. I don't like it. Get a job. Try to save. With the idea of investing, you save as much as you could. Keep saving. Eat a little. Forget about designers. Don't buy fashion stuff. Forget about clubs. Forget about alcohol. I know some of you cannot live without alcohol. Forget about it. Drink water. Drink a lot of water. and also do exercise. Once you cultivate a good mindset, your self-worth will be enhanced. Self-confidence. Make sure you pray as often as possible. You go to church, you pray. Make sure you work very hard. Very hard. The smart work is going to come along the line. But remember, you can be working hard and as well smart. So you can do a hybrid. But hard work is going to help you tremendously. Having said that, there are people who are going to depend on you, right? And I think it's fair enough for you to assist them. But is it possible for a blind man to show another blind man the way? I think that's a $1 million question. So in order for you to assist people, family members, friends, and the entire world, you need to have a lot, abundance. Not like you cannot give little by little when you have little, but it's good for you to have an abundant mindset. So that at a given point in time, you're helping your family, you're helping your friends, you're helping the widows out there, and the homeless children and the beggars. You have a lot in your storehouse. I don't know how you're going to think about this, but the truth is that a person who has economic resources in this world, this is 2024, July 2024, in the year of our Lord. People are being respected based on their value, based on what they can offer. So what can you offer? You know, when you get into a relationship, for example, with a lady, or a lady gets in a relationship with a man, the question is, what do you intend to support your partner with? Do you have peace of mind? Do you have self-awareness? Do you have self-confidence, self-control? Do you have a job? What do you have? Because you have to offer something. So most people get into a relationship without knowing what they want to do or to assist the other. And at the end of the day, it become a biased relationship. Become biased because one person is willing to sacrifice and the other person is willing to consume. So who do you want to be? How do you want your life to look like? How do you want people to talk about? Remember, people will talk about you, but what is a legacy? People will always talk about you. And during the time of growth, you listen to what they say, and then you pick the good points and you try to improve your life. That's the point. You try as much as possible to improve your life. I know it's hard, but it's possible for you to do that. Sometimes I'm going to sit alone in the house. I'll ask myself certain questions like, why am I in the United States? Was I born to be in the United States in 2024? Is this the plan of God for my life? You know, I'm an African. I love Africa. I want to be in Africa, but what am I doing in the United States? Running helter-skelter back and forth, trying to make the next dollar to pay the next bill. Do you think it's worth living? Do you think that's how God created me to come and spend my time in the United States, chasing after the United States dollars? That's a meaningless life. running after money. And I see people running, they have been running after, and they are still running after money they have been doing that for the past 40, 20, 40 years, and they are still running after money. Why should you chase money? It makes no sense. That's a problem. Why should you chase money? And then sometimes I will see myself telling a lady, hey, is it possible for us to fix our relationship? And the lady is going to insult me. And a couple of years or months down the lane, the lady wants to come back into my life. That's ridiculous. I have a style. I'm gonna smile, but I'm never gonna accept a lady who abandoned me. Never. If you abandon me, that's good for you. If you come back into my life, it's temporal. I'm not gonna be with you. That's the truth. If you abandon me at any given point in time, that's it. We can be friends. No more dating. No relationship. I wish you the best in life. So the topic is all about discovering yourself. Why is it important for you to discover yourself? Once you know who you are, it gives you confidence. And there is a need for agility, a sense of resilience to go through this life we have. If you are not robust to go through the path of life, life is going to challenge you to a negative point where you're going to start begging, crying, and sometimes you want to kill yourself. So in order for you to get out of that position of thinking of doing suicide, right? You need to start working. Whether you are 14, 18 years, don't say you're young. You are 18 today, tomorrow you're not going to be 18 years. You have to start working on yourself. Like you work on yourself, you still read books, important books that is going to help you. That's books that have to do with self-development, wealth, how to create wealth, how to create money. You need money, how to make money, how to create value, how to create meaningful relationships. And you don't need a big relationship or big family that has to do with or big. You need just something small but sophisticated. You need people who are trustworthy, people who are loyal. But remember, some people, their loyalty has an expiration date. So be wise. So when you approach somebody in life and the person tells you that I don't want to be with you, and you really admire this person and the person says I don't want to be with you, I know sometimes it's difficult to let go. But I'm going to say it is also very important that you should let go. The person doesn't want to be with you, let go. Let go, and then you focus on yourself. You see how you can improve on yourself. People will hurt you, people will come into your life and they will leave. Let go. Keep moving on. Take initiative to travel. If you're in Africa, you want to jackpot, you want to leave the country, you leave. You want to go to the next African country, fine. You want to come to America, Canada, fine. Always have a mindset of movement. You are moving. A good traveler, a person who travels a lot, is well experienced, endowed with knowledge. Because the more you go to new areas, you discover new cultures and new perspective about life. You talk to new people, you see how they see you ask questions and you see how they see the world. People see life differently. But how will you know if you are so redundant? You don't want to move. You are just like sitting in a given spot for years. And you see some people stay in their parents' home for 40, 50 years and they keep saying, this is my father's house. That's ridiculous. Why should you stay in your father's house for 40 years? Are you insane? There is a bigger world out there. You have to travel. So God created you for you to stay in your father's house for 40 years. That's insanity. That's madness. Like madness. You have to leave your father's house. You go out and rent a house, or you buy a land and build a house for yourself. It makes you a man. For a lady, you can stay in your father's house forever. When a man comes, a suitor, somebody who wants to get married to you, then you can leave. But because of the change, the world keeps evolving. It is important for you to equip yourself. As a man, as a woman, you need to get a job. You need to keep working on yourself. If a husband comes, or if you're a man, you eventually get a wife. You want to be in your own space with your wife. It makes no sense for you to stay in your father's house for 40 years and you're building a family. So I have a lot to say about this self-discovery, which is very important. And there are a lot of other issues that we have to undo. Some of our African education, which is called colonial made, colonial frame education curriculums. Some of those things are not helpful. Now, for my African brothers, this is 2024, July 2024. I'm in the United States, I'm in Maryland. I have a lot of things I do. I'm an entrepreneur. I have a lot of things I do. I'm into graphic designing. You know, there are a couple of things that I do at the back end, which are very, very important as well. You know, so if you're in Africa and you have that urge, you want to come to the United States, and you say you are young, right? Learn trades. It's not a trade. Learn trades. Learn as much trades as possible.